Hi, John. Welcome to the conversation ahead of the BIAN Banking Summit. It's great to have you with us. Would you kindly introduce yourself in just a few words?
First of all, I'm delighted to be with you today and happy to share some thoughts. My role at IBM is the General Manager and Global Industry Leader of the financial services industry in IBM technology. And I love working with our clients on solving their problems and listening to what's happening in the industry.
Cool. So what is it that you're focusing on right now? What's the main critical topics on your agenda?
Well, it's in many ways it's hard to be a bank. It's hard to be a financial services firm these days because there are so many competing priorities, and the financial dynamics in the industry are constantly changing. Just as we saw very, very recently with the decrease in interest rates, firms lost a significant revenue stream that they now have to account for in different ways. Alongside that is disruption in the industry around customer expectations. These are customers across every segment of the industry, from consumers through investment banking, wealth management, how services are delivered, the customer experience. And because customer experience is a massive priority in the industry, firms are seeking to modernize and transform their current systems, many of which need a lot of work in order to drive and power that new experience. Last thought I would say is there's a lot of focus on risk in the industry today. Risk because of external actors who are creating cybersecurity threats, but also the regulatory focus from regulators globally on ensuring that firms are taking responsible approaches to their governance, risk, and compliance processes. So if you're, as I say, if you're a bank doing all of those things, it's very, very tough.
So it's interesting that you bring up the customer experience. I mean, that's been on the agenda for quite some time. What is it now that's keeping the banks awake at night still and ongoing?
Well, I think there are a whole lot of startups that have emerged that don't have the problems of a legacy bank or a legacy firm, which is a whole set of disconnected data systems running in silos. And so if you're a startup organization, you don't have any of those problems. You can create insight and act on it immediately. One of the biggest challenges for our firms, for all of our clients, is integrating information to create actionable insight and deliver that client experience. To do that, you have to know all of the information that you have in your silos, and then you have to be able to access and use that to power conventional machine learning and deep learning and generative AI that fuels the new style of consumer-grade customer experiences across the board.
Mm-hmm. So my understanding is that IBM is agnostic and willing to work with partners and banks to provide the best outcome for your banking clients. At which point, or where does BIAN fit into that equation?
Well, that's a great question. So yes, I will reiterate that point. IBM works with every major financial services firm in the world, both as a technology provider and a consulting partner. And BIAN plays a highly strategic role for us because as a standard, it provides a way for thinking about banking technology, both in the core systems and in customer channels. It provides an architectural way of thinking about how to build systems, how to modernize and transform systems. Why does anyone want to do that? Why does anyone want to leverage a standard? It's because they don't want to reinvent a wheel, especially a really good one like the BIAN standard that provides a really sharp way of increasing the rate and pace of software delivery. If you can increase the rate and pace of software delivery, you can be far more agile about the way that you introduce products and introduce new customer experiences. BIAN is an absolute vehicle for being able to do that. And that's why we're seeing, after a lot of attempts towards digital transformation and modernization in the industry, and those attempts have sort of gone so far, that's why we're seeing a huge uptick in focus around BIAN, because there's a realization now that BIAN has enough critical mass and that it has a big, big community around it, and that is drawing attention. And all of that enables those faster, more agile delivery outcomes that every one of our clients wants to achieve.
Excellent. So you've got quite a program, or IBM is preparing quite a program at the BIAN Banking Summit in November. In one or two words, what do you think, or what should organizations look out for or come to speak with you at the event?
Well, so keynoting the event is Dr. Dario Gil, the Senior Vice President of IBM Research. He's a world-renowned expertise in generative AI, so he alone is worth being in London for the event. My team is bringing technology accelerators that directly align with BIAN, both in terms of generative AI and hybrid cloud integration. So when we think of BIAN, we think of lots of microservices running across a hybrid cloud deployment. We, IBM, are the hybrid cloud and AI company. So everything that we're showing is in the sweet spot of how IBM lines up with BIAN. And of course, my IBM consulting partner, Shankar Ramamurthy, and his team will also be there. And they are huge sponsors and advocates for BIAN among our community of clients.
And really fascinating people to talk to as well. Well, on that note, John, I think thank you very much for those insights. We can only look forward to the continuing the conversation in London, and I see you there. Thank you.
Thank you so much.